real hip black boy. And this cat was a gangster, hustler and everything before he went into service. So after he got into service, there wasn't no sport ladies around. So my boy decided he had to do something to make some money. So would you believe this fella had a military Peter? And so every night when we had to get in our bed before we go to bed, my boy would get down on the floor and say, all right, fellas, it's showtime. And all of us would gather around and my boy would pull out his piece of meat and drop it down. And we'd drop quarters out in front of him. He said, "Attention!" And my boy's meat would stand straight up. He said, "At ease, soldier," and that big thing will flop back down. He said, "Attention!" He said, "At ease, soldier," and it'll flop back down. For some reason or another, the captain heard about this, so he called my boy to his office. He said, "Sergeant John Smith, I hear that you have a military Peters." He said, "Yes, sir, Captain. It's been said that I have one. I just entertaining the fellas a little bit." He said, "Show me your military Peter." He said, "Is it an order, sir?" He said, "Yes, it's an order." So my boy pulled his piece of... He said, "Attention!" Straight out, baby. He said, "At ease," so that big dick will flop down. He said, "Attention!" Straight out. He said, "At ease," so then it'll flop back down. So he said, "That's real nice." He said, "We're having an officers' party next Friday night, and it's an order for you to come to our party to show us your military penis." He said, "Captain, is going to be any ladies there?" He said, "Yes." He said, "Well, Captain, I ain't never done this before, no ladies before." He said, "It's an order, you must be there next Friday night at 9 o'clock. He said, "Yes, sir." And he saluted the officer and went on out. He worried about it a whole 4 or 5 days, but next Friday night come, all the officers and their wives was partying a while. So they had a great big dinner, and after they got finished having the dinner, they said, "Now it's time for entertainment." So they called this big black John Smith forward, and he stood up and saluted all of the officers and their wives. He said, "All right now, John Smith, perform for us." So my boy backed up and all shy, and he dropped his piece of meat out. He said, "Attention!" That big dick jumped straight up. He said, "At ease, soldier," and it flopped back down. That was all right. The young ladies in the house got all excited. You know, white girls too, seeing all that black piece of meat. He said, "Attention!" and that big thing stood up again. He said, "At ease, soldier," and it flopped back down. A few of them wives got excited and they didn't have no drawers. Rich women don't wear drawers no how. And so they got to dapping their legs up and kicking up with them mini skirts, and my boy saw some of the white woman's hairs up between their legs. He said, "Attention!" That big dick stood up. He said, "At ease, soldier," they ain't moved. He said, "At ease, soldier," that dick standing straighter than ever. I said, "At ease, soldier." That dick ain't moved. All the white women just gapping their legs and hollering. He said, "What's wrong? What's wrong? My God, what's wrong?" He said, "Captain, may I be excused for a minute?" He said, "Yes, you may." So my boy turned his big stud around and walked in the bathroom. And when he come out, it was flopped down flatter than ever. He said, "Oh, my God, what happened?" He said, "That damn soldier didn't obey orders, so I went and give him a military discharge." For the 7-Up company, you dig? Yeah. about 2 or 3 years ago, we had a great big thing to get together. The 7-Up company furnished us with a trip to Africa, you dig? And when we got to Africa, we got way down in dark Africa, where all the damn cannibals were, you dig? And so I was the only black boy in the whole set, and they had about 50 or 60 white guys, and a whole lot of 7-Up. And so we were out there looking through the jungle one afternoon, taking pictures, and them damn little black cannibals come from everywhere and gathered us all up and took us back to their camp. They got their great big black pots and started throwing all the white boys over, boiling them, you see. Getting ready to eat up some good meat. Yum. Eat them up. So they were doing their thing, you dig? So after 7 or 8, 9 hours or so, it's cooking them. Some white folks pretty damn tough, you know. It took a long time to get them done. So while they was getting done, them damn black cannibals gathering all the 7-Up together, you know, where they was gonna drink good 7-Up and eat good white folk. So the chief walked out and said, and so I had to rap to him, you know, I wasn't gonna get my black ass ate up. At least the part I wanted to eat, they wouldn't eat. So I went to rapping to the chief, and me and him got a thing going, you dig, and I taught him a little bit of English. And so they got the older white boys all cooked up nice and done, and they were sitting down eating white boy and drinking 7-Up. Eating white boy and drinking 7-Up. And so another tribe came through, and they was hungry too, but when they got there, them damn camels and ate all them white men up, except them pieces of meat, you know, was laying down in there. And the chief said, me don't understand why eat them all up except them things. He said, look them over there, them 7-Up trucks. We eat them all white folks. Next time we eat them, cause things go better with Coke. I went down south a few weeks ago, way down in Mississippi. Back in the country, you dig? And the cat I went to see was my uncle, you dig? And my uncle was a deacon at the church. And would you believe my damn uncle was going with the reverend's wife? Somebody had done hip the reverend that my Uncle John was going with his wife, you dig? So they was at the church working one night, and so Uncle John wanted to slip over and, you know, have a little friendly thing with the reverend's wife. So he said, Reverend, I got to go home early tonight because I got to get up and go to work in the morning. And so I'll see you tomorrow. The Reverend said, okay, Deacon John, we'll see you tomorrow. And so Uncle John went out the front door, and the Reverend went out the back door. So the Reverend jumped in his ride and beat the old Uncle John over to his house. So by the time Uncle John was knocking on the front door, the Reverend had done slipped in the back door. He said, darling, I hear that you're going with one of my deacons. And it's a very upsetting thing for my congregation to be talking like this. All right. So about this time, Uncle John knocked on the door. Bam, bam, bam. She said, the Reverend said, don't you open that door. Uncle John said, bam, bam, bam. Said, who is it? Said, John, baby. Reverend gonna be at the church, a couple of kisses and make a little love, but I'm going home before we miss you. The Reverend said, don't you open that door. Uncle John knocked again. Bam, bam, open the door, baby. Reverend said, tell him you're sick. She said, I'm sick. I said, no, baby, you ain't sick. I just saw you an hour ago. You were feeling good. Let me in. Rev won't be home for a couple more hours. I ain't gonna stay long. I said, don't you open that door. So he knocked a couple times. He said, Reverend said, open the door and tell him you're sick. So she opened the door and said, I'm sick, honey. I can't let you in. And slammed the door. The Reverend was a very peaceful man. Yeah. Oh, Uncle John insisted on getting in there to do his thing. Yeah. Said, baby, if you can't let me in, said, stick your head out and let me kiss you. Reverend said, you better not do that. If you do anything, pull up your dress, pull down your drawers, and stick your behind out there. So the wife didn't want to do that, but she had to do it because the Reverend was on her case. So she pulled up her dress and pulled her drawers down and stuck her foot out there. Uncle John was so damn anxious to kiss, he went to kiss. He said, and he jumped out, he said, baby. He said, damn, you must be sick. He said, your lips are swollen and your breath smells just like shit. I was walking down the street the other day and I saw 3 more kids out in the yard playing. There was one white girl, one little white boy, and one more black boy. And up above I saw a big bald eagle flying overhead. It's been known in the past that eagles will swoop down and pick up little children and fly away to the mountains and drop them off and break their necks. Well, this was a very hip eagle. He didn't swoop down and pick up the kids. He stopped and rapped to them. So the eagle landed beside the little white girl. Said, little white girl, would you like to get on my back and ride like your daddy do in the airplane? Little white girl said, yes, sir, Mr. Eagle, I most certainly would. Said, get on my back. Little white girl jumped on the eagle's back. The eagle flew away to the mountain, dropped off, broke neck, and came right back. Landed right beside the little white boy. Said, little white boy, would you like to get on my back and ride like your daddy do in the airplane? Little white boy said, by God, you know I would. He said, get on my back. Little white boy jumped on the eagle's back. The eagle flew away and dropped him off, broke his damn neck, and came right back. Little color boy watching all that shit. He landed beside the little color boy. He said, little color boy, would you like to get on my back and ride like your daddy do in the airplane? Little color boy played in the sand. He ain't said a damn word. He said, little color boy, I'm talking to you. He said, I know it, goddammit. Wait a minute. He said, now what did you say? He said, when you like to get on my back and ride like your dad do in the airplane? My damn dad ain't never seen no airplane. He said, what did your daddy ride? My daddy ride a big black-ass mule. He said, when you like to get on my back and ride like your daddy do his mule? He said, I sure would. Little color boy jumped on the eagle's back. Eagle started flying all around town. Little color boy sitting tight, ain't excited at all. Yeah. Then he noticed everybody looking at him. He began to smile a little bit. Way after a while, little color boy went to waving at everybody. Eagle said, I got his ass going now. Eagle went to passing up all the cars. Little color boy went to waving at all the cars. Eagle flew away to the mountains and went circling around a few times. He went way up in the air where the air was real thin. He started coming straight down so little color boy fall off his back and break his neck. That little boy slid up around that eagle's neck and was choking the shit out of him. You know what that eagle did, baby? He leveled off. So now. He said, oh, this is a slick little color boy. So he circled around a few more times, and he went way up in there. The air was so thin, way up that little color boy couldn't hardly breathe. The eagle said, I got his black ass now. And he circled around a few times, he started coming straight down again. And little color boy fell off, but he finally got him around the neck. And the eagle said, little colored boy, you're choking me. Little color boy said, I know it, goddammit. Straighten up and fly right. feel alright? Feel alright? Do you feel alright? Do you feel alright? Do you feel alright? Early in the morning, can't get right. At a little time, maybe that night. I went to visit a friend of mine the other day. And this particular friend that I went to visit, his father was a minister. And he had promised my friend and his other two sons that he would give them $10,000 each to do whatever they pleased when the youngest son reached the age of 21. So this particular day that I was over there, the Reverend was presenting his sons with their $10,000. He called the first son forward, 23 years old. He said, son, what have you decided you want to do with your $10,000? He said, Father, I'd like to go away and learn how to design beautiful buildings. He said, that's beautiful, son. Here's your $10,000. Go away and learn all you can, and may God bless. The Reverend was very happy with his first son. He called the next son forward. He said, son, what have you decided you want to do with your $10,000? He said, Father, I want to become a dentist. He said, that's beautiful, son. Here is your $10,000. Go away and learn all you can, and may God bless. He called my buddy up, 21 years old. He said, you are my youngest son. What have you decided you want to do with your $10,000? He said, Daddy, you know I was in Chicago week before last with Uncle John. Is that right? He said, yes, son. He said, Daddy, Uncle John is the biggest sport it is in Chicago. And all I want to do is be a sport like my Uncle John. The Reverend got upset. He said, son, you mean to tell me you want to take $10,000 and go out and become a sport? He said, Daddy, you told me I could be whatever I want to be. Is that right? He said, yes, son. He said, well, would you please give me my money? You're holding up my game. So the Reverend was very upset, so he gave his son the $10,000. But the Reverend decided he was going to follow his son to see where he was going. So my boy got in his ride and went way out in the richest part of town. Sitting out on the side of the hill was a $125,000 home. Right beside this home was a heart-shaped swimming pool, and laying right beside this swimming pool was a beautiful blonde, blue-eyed, beautiful built white woman in a bikini bathing suit. My boy went crawling up through the yard and got down on his knees right beside this white woman. He said, Miss White Lady, I've been looking at you for 5 long years. My daddy just gave me $10,000. I'm going to give you $1,000 if you just move the top of that damn bikini down just a little bit. The Reverend heard his son say, he said, Lord, have mercy. What's wrong with my son? $1,000 just to see a woman's breast. So the white woman took $1,000 and showed a part of her breast. She said, Miss White Lady, I done seen that much, but that just ain't good enough. I'm going to give you one more $1,000 if you just take the top of your bikini all the way off. The Reverend said, Father in heaven, please deliver my son from this tragedy he's doing with my money. So the white woman took the other $1,000, she took her top all the way off. You know, Miss White Lady, I see all of your titties, and it damn sure is true. But I want to see part of your booty boot. I'm going to give you one more $1,000 if you just pull your panties down just a little bit. So the white woman took another $1,000, she pulled her panties down so you could see the part of her hair you did. The Reverend said, Lord, have mercy. What kind of a fool have I raised here? What kind of a sport is this? So the white woman laid there 2 or 3 minutes. Now, Miss White Lady, ain't no sense in me and you bullshit. I done gave you $3,000 already. You ain't even got all your clothes off yet. I'm gonna give you 2 more $1,000 if you just take all that shit off and just let me stick the head of it in. The Reverend said, Lord, have mercy. What kind of a fool have I raised here? Father in heaven, please deliver my son from this tragedy. So the white woman took the $2,000 and pulled her panties off and laid there. My boy inserted about that much of that meat. She laid there about 5 minutes and so did he. The Reverend was walking. He said, Lord, what is this fool gonna do next? The white woman laid there 2 or 3 minutes and she was wondering herself. She said, well, Well, colored boy, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? The middle lady, I done all I want to do, and I ain't gonna do no more. The Reverend said, Lord, have mercy. Not a damn fool don't want to do nothing. $5,000, and now he ain't got the head of it in, and he don't even want to do nothing. I could have went over in the red light district where the prostitute and got all of that for $25. What kind of a fool is this? Colored boy laid there 2 or 3 minutes and began to feel good to the old white girl. She said, Jesus Christ, colored boy, you got 5,000 more? Why don't you give me a little more? Give me a little more. So no, Miss Lady, I ain't gonna give you no more. I done paid you all I'm gonna pay you, and I ain't gonna give you no more. But that boy had about that much meat left, baby. And $5,000 too. So it began to feel real good to the white girl. She said, well, Jesus Christ, give me at least $50 worth more. Give me $50 and stick a little more of her in. So now, Miss Lady, I done got all I want, and I ain't gonna take no more. White woman laid there 2 or 3 more minutes. She said, well, Jesus Christ, you got me all hot and bothered. Plug her in, plug her in. Now, Miss Lady, I done got all I want, and I ain't gonna give you no more. The Reverend said, Lord, what's my food have I got here? She laid there 2 or 3 more minutes. She said, well, I'm gonna give you 1,000 back if you just give me a little more of that meat. So the Reverend raised up then. He said, Lord, maybe my son gonna be something. So he took $1,000 back and he gave a little bit of that meat. And he laid there, but he still had that much left. So she laid there 2 or 3 more minutes, and the Reverend said, well, he still haven't done nothing. She said, well, I'm gonna give you some more of your money back. Take 2 more thousand, give me a couple more inches. So he took 2 more thousand, he plugged her in a little more. The Reverend said, well, my God, he still isn't doing nothing. He's getting his own money back. So he lay there 5 more minutes, and that white woman got so upset. She said, Jesus Christ, colored boy, plug a little more of her in. You got some of your money back. See, I done gave you all you paid me for me, lady, and I ain't gonna give you no more. So she laid there 2 or 3 more minutes, and she gave him all his money back. And he gave her all the money, 5 inches, but he still had 7 inches left. She said, Jesus Christ, colored boy, give me all of that old black Peter. My God, it feels good. So now I'm gonna lay down and give you all you paid me for, and I ain't gonna give you no more. So she laid there 2 or 3 more minutes. She said, well, Jesus Christ, let me get up. I'm going in the house and get 10,000 more. I want you to sock her to me. The Reverend jumped up and said, Spoon, 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 you black son of a bitch, you Spoon.